At the roundabout, take the first exit to Baltimore Street.
Pulling the toy hauler through downtown is always fun. Straight through.
No, it looks like... Yes.
In 3/4 of a mile, keep left to Pennsylvania 134.
It was still early in the afternoon after we got settled at the campground, so we drove out to Little Round Top. The view from Little Round Top is spectacular. People we saw earlier with that white dog. Come on, Kate. Come on.
Oh, thank you.
Fall on.
He's got it there. He's got it.
My arms are like...
Whew.
No, I don't think I did either. What? That was kind of rough on the butt.
Yeah, I don't think my butt would ever be the same.
Favorite song? Oh my god,
Yeah, I couldn't remember the name. My favorite song is from the same movie, Just for Fly With Me.
It's a sniper. McPherson's barn. That's the cupola where Buford was overlooking the battle.
Okay.
All right, this is General Robert E. Lee's headquarters here in Gettysburg. It's very windy, so I doubt I'll be saying too much. Try to get a little bit of this on video, but video and pictures don't do it justice. Y'all got to come see this for yourself. They've done a fantastic job preserving the landscape out here. It almost feels the way it would have felt back in the day. It's not overly commercialized. You don't see a lot of hot dog trucks and vendor stands, for lack of better things. It's just, it's out here. Walking around in it is enough. General Lee's headquarters, and that is Seminary Ridge behind there where you see the white steeple. This was one of the hospitals on Seminary Ridge. They said during the war, every building that was still standing was turned into a hospital. A witness said that there was limbs, legs, and arms piled up as high as the windows on the first floor. And if you can see the plaques on the doors as you drive around here, all of the original buildings that are still standing have little bronze plaques that say Civil War building. This line of artillery through here is massive. This would be the Confederates' view of Pickett's charge. I think there was 120 something pieces of artillery here and a little more on the Union side. And each gun had 120 to 130 rounds of ammunition. And they said for the 2 hours, both sides were firing. You could hear the gunfire in Baltimore and in DC. Way off in the distance, just to the right of the big tall monument that looks like the Washington Monument is a small stand of trees, and this is the field that the Confederates led Pickett's charge through to that stand of trees. So basically, we fired artillery until we either ran out or their guns stopped firing. And once their guns stopped firing, it was an infantry charge across this field. You can see the rocky outcrop off in the distance. It's a little round top, but just to the right of it is big round top. That's a long way to run into gunfire. All right, so here we are again. This is where General Robert E. Lee watched the assault on the Union at Pickett's charge. And you can see the farmhouse in the distance, the tall monument, and then just to the left of the tall monument is a group of 8 or 10 trees. That is the grove of trees that's the site of Pickett's charge battle. We'll get to that side in a bit, but this is the monument to General Lee, and this is where he watched and oversaw Pickett's charge. And there's a lot of folks that come to this place. This isn't any special holiday week or anything. We're getting a little close to what people would call spring break. But there's a lot of folks here. Boy Scout troops, military groups, ROTC, VFW guys, all kinds of stuff. This is the famous peach orchard. From the Sherfy family. And I'm about to get soaking wet, so we're going to cut this short. This field's been replanted with peach trees to recreate what it would have originally looked like. I bet that would be a fantastic way to tour this place by horse and buggy. On a side note, it's not too bad driving the dually around here. A lot of places like this are, I don't know, not dually friendly. Long bed, long wheelbase dually trucks. It's hard to park, hard to make turns, but with all the tour buses and big stuff like that that comes through here, it hasn't been too big of a problem with the truck. Back in the day, Sickles took it over for the Union and used it as its headquarters. They call this the witness tree. You can see up top in the bricks, that is a hole from artillery fire. Real good shot of that tree. Fantastic old oak. That is the actual farmhouse. And what's neat is they use it as a dormitory now for history students to stay in when they're studying about the Civil War. That would be kind of neat. So this is the cove of trees where Pickett's charge ended. We're gonna walk around. It's terribly windy, guys. And you can see this rock wall. That was the battle lines. The trees in the background, that's where the Confederates charged from through the fields ahead. That's where we were earlier. And they made it, I think they started with 7,000 or something, and by the time they got here, only had a few thousand left. And I think like 700 made it through, but then reinforcements from the Union came in and turned them away. And this was where the Union won the Battle of Gettysburg. And this is what they call America's common ground now, because they still have famous people come and stand on each side of the wall and shake hands. That statue off in the distance is where we were, where I said General Robert E. Lee stood to watch the battle here. And I think straight off through there, you can barely see, that's the Louisiana Monument. I got some pictures of it, but this is the actual wall where the Confederates tried to break through the Union battle line. That's a long charge from that tree line up there, running with muskets into cannon fire and gunfire. The cyclorama in the visitor center is an incredible piece of artwork. It's well worth the price of admission to see. The museum has so much stuff in it. They say 3 hours, but you could stay there for half a day, easy.